Hello there and welcome to Not Another Sci-Fi channel. My name is Valley and this is Dragons, A Song of Fire and Conspiracies, Part 1. So today we will be continuing our dives in the wonderful world of Westeros. Since Easter is around the corner and Easter eggs are a big part of the tradition, and somehow we in the Western world teach kids that 2000 years ago our God died on a cross for us in order to save us from the things he will do to us because we didn't believe in him? I mean, somewhere along the way somebody really botched the translation or something. And then somehow we added the Easter Bunny and his egg-laying co-conspirators in this story because colorful eggs hidden in the backyard and toys brought by a supernatural rabbit are the bedrock of the Christian belief system? What? Who the hell came up with this stuff? I mean, for real now. You do realize someday we will meet aliens and in the cultural exchange program we will have to explain all of this. Anyway, as I was saying, Easter eggs, mythical creatures with supernatural powers, it all ties up in the perfect Easter episode. Dragons. Just look at those bigly beautiful eggs.
Dragons are intelligent. More intelligent than men, according to some maesters. They have affection for their friends and fury for their enemies.
Dragons are massive flying reptiles that can breathe fire onto their enemies and cook their food at the same time. They are rumored to have a strong connection to magic, which seems to be proven true when magic begins to return to the world after the birth of the first 3 dragons in over 200 years. Dragons possess awesome and devastating power, capable of laying waste to armies and burning entire cities to the ground. Men who have been able to tame and ride dragons as beasts of war use them to burn their enemies and forge vast empires across the continents of Essos and Westeros. The last surviving dragons in the world were possessed by House Targaryen, who used them to conquer and unify the 7 kingdoms of Westeros, 300 years before the War of the 5 Kings. Most of the Targaryen dragons died in the Dance of the Dragons about a century and a half later, and after that the only dragons the Targaryens had were the size of cats. Soon after the Civil War ended, the last Targaryen dragons died, and the species was considered to be extinct throughout the world. At the same time that the War of the 5 Kings began in Westeros, Daenerys Targaryen was in possession of 3 petrified dragon eggs. They were given to her as a wedding gift, beautiful to look upon and valuable beyond comprehension, but otherwise useless. However, in a shocking display of old magic, Daenerys miraculously hatched the eggs, and for the first time in generations, dragons filled the skies. Dragons have long serpentine bodies with proportionally long necks and tails. They are covered in scales as well as spines that run down their backs from head to tail. Particularly large ridges of horns frame the edges of their faces, running along the back of the skull and along the jawline. These features grow bigger as they mature. Dragons are carnivorous, with diets consisting entirely of meat. Dragons need to roast their prey with their fire breath before consuming it, the only animal apart from humans who prefers cooked meat. Dragons can eat almost any kind of meat. Historically, dragons, ridden as beasts of war, were known to eat fallen horses and even men on the battlefield. Fully grown dragons can swallow a live horse whole. You hear that, vegans? Stop trying to feed your dragons kale and broccoli. That's just animal cruelty. Probably the most famous attribute of dragons is their ability to breathe fire. Dragon flame can turn flesh to ash, melt steel, and crack stone. Older dragons can produce more intense flame and for a longer duration. Dragons seem to produce their fire breath by expelling chemicals out of 2 tubes in the back of their throats. When these volatile substances combine, they undergo an intense reaction, which bursts into a directed jet of fire. The bodies of dragons are also very resistant to fire, particularly their own flames, which don't even damage their own mouths as they expel them. Some believe that in many ways dragons are fire given form as flesh. It is said that fire cannot kill a dragon.
No man can kill me. I am no man.
Well friends, That's all the time we have for today. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've enjoyed this video, please share it with others. And tune in tomorrow for part 2 of this episode. Till next time.
Valam Golis.